You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Spirited Away. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, I get to cover another title from the Studio Ghibli catalog. For today's anime review is Spirited Away. Yep. Spirited Away is a 2001 Japanese animated film, or anime fantasy film, written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki, and it's animated by Studio Ghibli for Tokuma Shoten, Nippon Television Network, Densetsu, Buena Vista Home Entertainment, and Toho Kunshin Film, and Mitsubishi, and it's distributed by Toho. The film stars Rumi Hiragi, Miyu Irano, Mari Natsuki, Takeshi Naito, Yasuko Sawaguchi, Tsunehiko Amijo, Takehiko Ono, and Bunta Sugawara. Spirited Away tells the story of Chihiro Ogino, a 10-year-old girl who, while moving to a new neighborhood, enters the world of the kami, spirits of Japanese Shinto folklore. After her parents are turned into pigs by the witch Yubaba Natsuki, Chihiro takes a job working in Yasubaba's bathhouse to find a way to free herself and her parents and return to the human world. So let's review Spirited Away. 10-year-old Chihiro and her parents are traveling to their new home. They make a wrong turn and stop in front of the tunnel leading to what happens to be an abandoned amusement park, which Chihiro's father insists on exploring despite his daughter's misgivings. They find a seemingly empty restaurant still stocked with food, which Chihiro's parents immediately begin to eat. While exploring further, Chihiro finds an existing bathhouse and meets a boy named Haku, who warns her to return across the riverbed before sunset. However, Chihiro discovers too late that her parents have metamorphosized into pigs. She is unable to cross the now flooded river. Haku finds Chihiro and advises her to ask for a job from the bathhouse. Boilerman Kamaji asks Lin, a bathhouse worker, to send Chihiro to Yubaba, the witch who runs the bathhouse. Yeah. Yubaba tries to frighten Chihiro away, but Chihiro persists and Yubaba hires her. Yubaba takes away the second kanji of her name, Chihiro, remaining her son. Haku later warns her that if she forgets her name like he has forgotten his, she will not be able to leave the spirit world. Sen is treated poorly by the other bathhouse workers. Only Haku and Lin show sympathy for her. While working, she invites a silent creature named No Face inside, believing him to be a customer. A stink spirit arrives as Sen's first customer, and she discovers he is the spirit of the polluted river. In gratitude for cleaning him, he gives Sen a magic emetic dumpling. Meanwhile, No Face, imitating the gold left behind the stink spirit, tempts a worker with gold and then swallows him. He demands food and begins tipping expensively. He swallows two more workers when they interfere with his conversation with Sen. Sen sees a paper shikigami attacking a Japanese dragon and recognizes the dragon as Haku. When a griefly injured Haku crashes into Yubaba's penthouse, Sen follows him upstairs. A shikigami that's stowed away on her back shapeshifts into Zeniba, Yubaba's twin sister. She transforms Yubaba's son, Bo, into a mouse and mutates Yubaba's harpy into a tiny bird. Zeniba tells Sen that Haku has stolen a magic golden seal from her and warns Sen that it carries a deadly curse. Haku destroys the Shikigami, eliminating Zeniba's manifestation. He falls into the boiler room with Sen, Bo, and the harpy, where Sen feeds him part of the dumpling, causing him to vomit both the seal and a black slug, which Sen crushes her with crushes with her foot in the process. With Haku unconscious, Sen resolves to return the seal and apologizes to Zeniba. Sen confronts No-Face, who is now massive and feeds him the rest of the dumpling. No-Face follows Sen out of the bathhouse, regurgitating everything he has eaten. No-Face, Bo, and the Harpy travel by train to meet Zeniba. Yubaba orders that Sen's parents be slaughtered, but Haku reveals that Bo is missing and offers to retrieve him if Yubaba releases Sen and her parents. Zeniba reveals that Sen's love for Haku broke her curse and that Yubaba used the Black Slug to take over control over Haku. Haku appears at Zeniba's home in his dragon form and flies Sen, Bo, and the Heartbeat to the bathhouse. No-Face decides to remain with Zeniba, however. In mid-flight, Sen recalls falling years ago into the Kohaku River and being washed safely ashore, correctly guessing Haku's real identity as a spirit of the river. When they arrived at the bathhouse, Yubaba forces Sen to identify her parents from among a group of pigs in order to break their curse after Sen answers correctly that none of the pigs are her parents. She is free to go. Yeah. Haku takes her to the now dry riverbed and vows to meet her again. Chihiro returns through the tunnel with her parents, who do not remember anything after eating at the restaurant stall. When they reach their car, they find it covered in dust and leaves, but drove off toward their new home. Yep. So for the anime review on Spirited Away from legendary Hayao Miyazaki, however, Miyazaki wrote the script after he decided the film would be based on the 10-year-old daughter of his friend Seiji Okuda, the movie's associate producer who came to visit his house each summer. At the time, Miyazaki was developing 2 personal projects, but they were rejected. With a budget of $19 million, production of Spirited Away began in 2000. Pixar animator John Lasseter, a fan and friend of Miyazaki, convinced Walt Disney Pictures to buy the film's North American distribution rights and serve as an executive producer of its English dub version. Lasseter then hired Kirk Wise as a director and Donald W. Ernst, who is known for his work he has did as an editor on Gilligan's Island, Cimmerian on Strip, and Gunsmoke. And he also worked on some of Ralph Bakshi's studio-edited movies like Coonskin, The Lord of the Rings, Wizards, and Hey Good Looking. And he also worked on some of the Disney films he has worked on, such as Aladdin, Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey, and Fantasia 2000. Yep. As a producer, while screenwriters Cindy Davis Hewitt and Donald H. Hewitt wrote the English-language dialogue to match the characters' original Japanese-language lip movements. The film was originally released in Japan on July 20th, 2001 by distributor Toho. It became the most successful film in Japanese history, grossing over $352 million worldwide. The film overtook Titanic, the top-grossing film worldwide at the time, in the Japanese box office to become the highest grossing film in Japanese history with a total of 30.8 billion yen. Yeah. Spirited Away received a universal acclaim and is frequently ranked among the greatest animated films of all time. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature at the 75th Academy Awards, making it the first, and to date only, hand-drawn and non-English language animated film to win that award. It was co-recipient of the Golden Bear at the 2002 Berlin International Film Festival, shared with Bloody Sunday, and is in the top 10 on the British Film Institute's list of top 50 films for children to the age of 14. In 2016, it was voted the 4th best film of the 21st century by the BBC, as picked by 177 film critics from around the world, making it the highest-ranking animated film on the list. It was also named the 2nd best film of the 21st century so far in 2017 by the New York Times as well. Oh, and every summer, Hayao Miyazaki spent his vacation at a mountain cabin with his family and 5 girls who were friends of the family. The idea for Spirited Away came about when he wanted to make a film for these friends. Miyazaki had previously directed films for small children and teenagers, such as My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. But he had not created a film for 10-year-old girls for inspiration. He read shoujo magazines such as Nakayoshi and Reborn. The girls had left the cabin, but he felt they had only preferred subjects on crushes and romance. When looking at his young friends, Miyazaki felt this was not what they had held dear in their hearts, and decided to produce the film about a young heroine whom they could look up to instead. Miyazaki had wanted to produce a new film for years, but his two previous proposals, one based on the Japanese book Kuri no no Fushigi na Machi by Sachiko Kashiwaba, and another about a teenage heroine, were rejected. Miyazaki's third proposal, which ended up becoming Sen and Chihiro's Spirited Away, was more successful. The 3 stories revolved around a bathhouse that was inspired by one in Miyazaki's hometown. Miyazaki thought the bathhouse was a mysterious place, and there were small doors next to one of the bathtubs in the bathhouse. Yeah. Miyazaki was always curious to what was behind it, and he made up several stories about it, one of which is inspired by the bathhouse setting for Spirited Away. Production of Spirited Away commenced in 2000 on a budget of 1.9 billion yen, as was to 15 million US dollars. Disney invested 10% of the cost for the right of the first refusal for American distribution. As with Princess Mononoke, Miyazaki and the Studio Ghibli staff experimented with computer animation with the use of more computers and programs such as Soft Image 3D. The staff learned that the software but used the technology carefully so that it enhanced the story instead of stealing the show. Each character was mostly hand-drawn, with Miyazaki working alongside of his animators to see that they were getting it just right. The biggest difficulty in making the film was to reduce its length. When production started, Miyazaki realized it would be more than 3 hours long if he made it according to his plot. He had to delete many scenes from the story and tried to reduce the eye candy in the film, but because he wanted it to be simple. Miyazaki did not want to make a pretty girl at the beginning. He was frustrated at how she looked dull and thought, she isn't cute. Isn't there something we can do? As the film neared the end, however, he was relieved to feel that she will be a charming woman, he said. Telecom animation film, Anime International Company, Madhouse Production, IGO Production, and DR Movie helped animate the film as well. Miyazaki based on these buildings in the spirit world, such as the real-life Edo Tokyo Open-Air Architectural Museum in Ogane, Tokyo, Japan, where he often visit the museum for inspiration while working on the film. And the music was done by Joe Hisashi as well. Yeah, because this, and particularly, this did got an English dub from Disney, what Spirited Away has, I guess. It was also released in Japan on July 20th, 2001, I guess. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Spirited Away for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on Spirited Away. I guess I consider Spirited Away the most anticipating favorite Miyazaki film from Studio Ghibli catalog, because I considered Spirited Away to be my favorite, I guess. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan, link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook, if you have Twitter, Facebook account, on all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button by hitting the notifications button to get notified. And keep it otaku for this anime review on Spirited Away. And I got another anime review coming up for tomorrow. Stay tuned for tomorrow's anime review. I'll cover from legendary Hayao Miyazaki with tomorrow's anime review on Howl's Moving Castle. Stay tuned for tomorrow's anime review on Howl's Moving Castle, because you won't want to miss another anime review.